Have you ever noticed something strange? Some people talk about their dreams every day. They tell everyone what they are about to do. Their friends know. Their family knows. Even strangers know. But months later, nothing has changed. Then there is another person, quiet, focused, almost invisible. They never talk about their plans. One day they disappear. A few months later, they come back with results that surprise everyone. Why does this happen? Why do some people achieve more by saying less? The answer has less to do with luck and more to do with psychology. Your mind is a powerful machine, but it can also fool you. The moment you tell people about your goals, your brain receives something unexpected, a feeling of satisfaction. It feels like you have already made progress, even though you have not started. That small feeling can quietly reduce your motivation to take action. There is another problem. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some people will doubt you. Some will laugh at your ideas. Others will fill your mind with fear. Before you know it, your confidence begins to disappear. That is why many successful people move in silence. They let their actions make the noise, not their words. Silence is not weakness. Silence is discipline. In this video, you will discover why revealing your next move can hold you back. You will learn what psychology says about keeping your goals private, and you will understand why some of the most successful people in the world choose silence over attention. Let's begin. Have you ever noticed something strange? Some people talk about their dreams every day. They tell everyone what they are about to do. Their friends know. Their family knows, even strangers know. But months later, nothing has changed. Then there is another person, quiet, focused, almost invisible. They never talk about their plans. One day, they disappear. A few months later, they come back with results that surprise everyone. Why does this happen? Why do some people achieve more by saying less? The answer has less to do with luck and more to do with psychology. Your mind is a powerful machine, but it can also fool you. The moment you tell people about your goals, your brain receives something unexpected, a feeling of satisfaction. It feels like you have already made progress, even though you have not started. That small feeling can quietly reduce your motivation to take action. There is another problem. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some people will doubt you. Some will laugh at your ideas. Others will fill your mind with fear. Before you know it, your confidence begins to disappear. That is why many successful people move in silence. They let their actions make the noise, not their words. Silence is not weakness. Silence is discipline. In this video, you will discover why revealing your next move can hold you back. You will learn what psychology says about keeping your goals private, and you will understand why some of the most successful people in the world choose silence over attention. Let's begin. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that everyone around them wants to see them succeed. The truth is more complicated. Some people will support you. Some people will encourage you. But others will quietly hope that you fail, not because they hate you, but because your success reminds them of the dreams they never chased. Human psychology is strange. People often compare themselves to others. When someone close to them starts growing, it can make them feel uncomfortable. Instead of improving themselves, they may try to slow you down. Sometimes it happens in obvious ways. They tell you your goal is impossible. They laugh at your ideas. They tell you to be realistic. Other times, it happens in much smaller ways. They fill your mind with doubt. They ask questions that create fear. What if it doesn't work? What if you lose money? What if you embarrass yourself? Little by little, your confidence begins to disappear. That is why you must protect your vision. Not every dream needs an audience. Imagine an artist painting a masterpiece. Every 5 minutes, someone walks in to criticize the work. Change this. That looks bad. I don't think this will succeed. Eventually, the artist stops trusting their own creativity. Your goals are no different. They need time to grow. They need focus. They need protection. The strongest people understand that silence is not about hiding. It is about protecting their attention. Instead of convincing everyone that they will succeed, they spend that energy becoming successful. Then one day, their results speak louder than any announcement ever could. Remember this. The less time you spend explaining your future, the more time you have to build it. Because in the end, people do not remember what you promised. They remember what you achieved. Silence is often misunderstood. Many people think silence means fear. They think quiet people lack confidence. But in reality, silence is often a sign of self-control. Think about a lion. It does not roar before every hunt. It does not announce what it is about to do. It watches, it waits, then it moves with purpose. The strongest people often behave the same way. They do not waste energy proving themselves. They save that energy for the work that truly matters. There is a reason for this. Every conversation requires mental energy. Every explanation takes your focus away from your goal. The more you talk about your plans, the less attention you give to making them real. Imagine two builders constructing identical houses. One builder spends every day telling people how beautiful the house will become. The other quietly lays one brick after another. Months later, only one house is standing. Success has never cared about promises. It only responds to action. This is why silence is powerful. It protects your attention. It protects your discipline. And most importantly, it protects your progress. There will always be people asking what you are working on, where you are going, what your next move is. You do not owe everyone an answer. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. Let people wonder. Let them underestimate you. Let them believe you are standing still. While they are busy making assumptions, you are busy making progress. One day, the results will answer every question they ever had. And when that day comes, you will realize something important. Silence was never your weakness. It was your greatest advantage. There is another reason people reveal their next move. They are looking for approval. It feels good when people believe in you. It feels good when people say you are talented. It feels good when people admire your dreams. There is nothing wrong with encouragement, but there is a danger. When your motivation depends on other people's approval, your confidence becomes fragile. The moment they stop clapping, you stop moving. Think about social media. Every day, millions of people announce new goals, new businesses, new routines, new projects. They receive likes, comments, praise. For a few hours, they feel unstoppable. Then the attention fades. Suddenly, the motivation disappears with it. Why? Because they were chasing approval, not progress. Strong people think differently. They do not ask, "Do people believe in me?" They ask, "Do I believe in myself?" That is a much more powerful question. Imagine a tree growing in the middle of a forest. It does not grow because people are watching. It grows because its roots are strong. Your confidence should work the same way. If your confidence depends on applause, it will disappear the moment the crowd becomes silent. But if your confidence comes from discipline, no one can take it away from you. This is why the strongest people often work quietly. They do not need constant recognition. They know that praise is temporary. Results are permanent. Stop chasing validation. Start chasing growth. Because when your focus shifts from impressing people to improving yourself, everything begins to change. The strongest mind is not the one that receives the most attention. It is the one that keeps moving, even when nobody is watching. There is a reason truly successful people rarely feel the need to prove themselves. They understand one simple truth: results are louder than words. Anyone can make a promise. Anyone can say they are going to become successful. Anyone can talk about the future they dream of. But very few people are willing to do the work when nobody is watching. That is where real success is built. Imagine two students preparing for an important exam. The first spends every day telling people how many hours they plan to study. The second says nothing. They quietly open their books every night, week after week, month after month. When the results are announced, nobody remembers the promises. Everyone notices the outcome. Life works the same way. People may ignore your efforts today. They may underestimate you. They may even think you have given up. Do not let that bother you. You are not building your future to impress them. You are building it to transform your life. One of the greatest forms of confidence is no longer feeling the need to explain yourself. You stop arguing. You stop proving. You stop seeking permission. Instead, you let your work do the talking. This is what separates disciplined people from distracted people. Distracted people are busy talking. Disciplined people are busy building. And over time, the gap between them becomes impossible to ignore. The world respects consistency more than promises. Not because consistency is exciting, but because consistency creates results. So the next time you feel tempted to announce your next move, ask yourself one question: would I rather impress people today or surprise them tomorrow? Choose tomorrow, because the satisfaction of achieving your goal will always be greater than the temporary excitement of talking about it. In the end, your greatest statement will never be what you said. It will be what you quietly became. There is one word that has destroyed more dreams than failure ever could: tomorrow. Tomorrow I will start. Tomorrow I will change. Tomorrow I will take my goals seriously. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. Before you realize it, years have passed. Nothing has changed. Many people reveal their next move because talking about it makes them feel productive. They mistake intention for action. They mistake planning for progress. But success does not reward good intentions. It rewards consistent action. Imagine an architect who spends years showing people the blueprint of a beautiful house. Everyone is impressed. The design is perfect. The vision is inspiring. But if he never lays the first brick, the house will never exist. Your dreams are no different. They are not built by conversations. They are built by daily action. Every successful person you admire had moments when they felt afraid. They had doubts. They faced uncertainty. The difference is that they did not wait for perfect conditions. They started anyway. While others were talking, they were working. While others were announcing, they were improving. while others were seeking attention. They were building a future no one could see. This is why silence is such a powerful advantage. It keeps your attention where it belongs, on the work, not on the audience. The next time you feel the urge to tell everyone about your next big idea, pause for a moment. Ask yourself one question. Would my time be better spent talking about this or working on it? That single question can change your future, because the people who achieve extraordinary things are rarely the ones making the most noise. They are usually the ones making the most progress, and by the time the world notices them, their success is already impossible to ignore. Look closely at the people who have achieved the most in life. Many of them have one thing in common. They are not the loudest people in the room. They do not feel the need to announce every victory. They do not argue about their potential. They simply continue working. There is a reason for this. Real confidence is quiet. Insecurity is often loud. When people constantly seek attention, they are usually trying to convince others of something. Sometimes, they are even trying to convince themselves. But when you truly believe in your ability, you no longer need everyone's approval. Your focus shifts from being noticed to becoming better. Imagine an iceberg floating in the ocean. Only a small part is visible above the water. The largest part remains hidden. Success works the same way. People only see the achievement. They do not see the early mornings, the failures, the sacrifices, the lonely nights, the countless hours of practice. They only notice the finished result. That is why you should never compare your beginning to someone else's success. You are looking at what is visible, not at everything that happened beneath the surface. The strongest people understand this. They know that greatness is built in private, long before it is celebrated in public. Instead of chasing recognition, they chase improvement. Instead of asking, "How can I impress people?" they ask, "How can I become better today than I was yesterday?" That simple question changes everything. Because success is not created by one big moment. It is created by thousands of quiet moments that nobody ever sees. The world celebrates the victory, but it is the silent work behind the scenes that makes the victory possible. If you want to become extraordinary, learn to fall in love with the work that happens when nobody is watching, because that is where your future is truly built. There is something most people never think about. Every time you reveal your next move, you create expectations. People begin watching. They begin asking questions. How is it going? Have you finished? When will it be ready? At first, this may seem motivating, but over time, those expectations become pressure. Instead of working because you love the process, you begin working because you are afraid of disappointing people. That is a dangerous place to be. Real success should be driven by purpose, not by pressure. Imagine planting a seed every single day. You dig it up to see if it is growing. What happens? You slow its growth, not because the seed is weak, but because you never gave it the chance to develop. Your goals are the same. They need time, patience, and consistent effort, not constant attention. The strongest builders do not invite the whole city to watch them lay every brick. They wait until the building is complete. Then they open the doors. Your life deserves the same patience. Stop feeling like you have to explain every step. Stop feeling like you owe everyone an update. The people who truly care about you will celebrate your success when it comes. And the people who doubted you will have their answer without you saying a single word. Remember this, your future does not become brighter because you talk about it. It becomes brighter because you work for it. Let your actions become your language. Let your discipline become your identity. And let your success become the only announcement you ever need to make. Because in the end, people may forget your promises, but they will never forget your results. At the beginning of this video, you learned that silence is not weakness. Now you know something even more important. Silence is power, not because it makes you mysterious, but because it keeps your attention where it belongs, on your purpose. The world is full of people who love to announce what they are going to become. Very few are willing to quietly become it. Always remember this. Your dreams do not need an audience. They need your commitment. Your goals do not need applause. They need discipline. Your future does not depend on what people think about your plans. It depends on what you do when nobody is watching. The next time you feel the urge to reveal your next move, pause for a moment. Ask yourself one question. Will talking about this move me closer to my goal? Or would my time be better spent working on it? That single question can save you from years of distraction, because every minute spent seeking attention is a minute not spent building your future. Learn to enjoy the process. Learn to appreciate quiet progress. Learn to let your victories arrive before your announcements. One day, people will ask you, "How did you do it?" They will wonder where your success came from. They will think it happened overnight, but you will know the truth. It was built in silence. One decision at a time, one habit at a time, one day at a time. Never forget, the loudest person in the room is rarely the strongest. The strongest person is usually too busy building a life they once only dreamed about. If this video changed the way you think, subscribe to The Stronger Mind, because this is where we master the mind, understand human behavior, build discipline, and become the strongest version of ourselves. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.